how my style evolved in the recent years. Welcome everyone, I'm Silvana. Today we're going to talk about how my style has evolved in the recent years. Even as a stylist, we go through phases in our lives where things change, our lifestyle changes. We are primarily women and we have normal lives. So that's important to share that we also go through major changes. But I think what differs us from people who don't do that for a living is the fact that we're always keeping track of these changes. And because I'm always tweaking and observing my wardrobe, I've recently noticed that I've been making changes that have impacted positively my lifestyle. They are not major changes. They are not, a style overhaul. I still feel much like myself. I still dress the same pieces, but I'm just styling them in different ways that make my life easier. I think it's extremely important to keep track of those changes because otherwise we disconnect from my style and then we suffer, we get confused and lost in the process. So let's get started. One of the biggest changes for me at the moment is that I'm prioritizing comfort over having to look in a stylish way. Of course, I have to combine the two of them. And the result has been wearing more flats. I've said it in other videos that I'm wearing shorter heels at the moment. And lucky for me, flats and lower heels are very much on trend, which doesn't mean that I'm liking them because they're on trend, but there are more offers available, more styles available. The fact that I'm lowering my heels, it's affecting my entire outfit composition. Because I'm wearing flats, I'm wearing shorter pants, midi skirts, and things that highlight the shoes. I obviously opting for pointed toes for obvious reasons, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. I'm wearing pieces that highlight them and complement them in a way that it still looks stylish and put together, but with a lot of comfort that doesn't prevent my movement and that provides balance to the overall look. I'm not a classic person and I'll never be. I've always loved classics with some personality though. But in the past, I would buy only odd, stylish, bold pieces and I wouldn't have any problem styling them with even more stylish pieces. But today, I'm finding that doesn't belong in my wardrobe anymore. It's not just because I'm a stylist that it makes it easier to style these pieces. So today I want more effortlessness. I don't want to think too much about what I'm gonna wear. When I first saw this skirt, I thought it had my name all over it. I love the details and the color. I think it really brings my personality forward. So that's how I used to style it in the past. It works, but it's too over the top for me now. Today I'm prioritizing more down-to-earth outfits, and for that I anchor stylish pieces with timeless classics for a more balanced result. By pairing it with a crew neck sweater in a neutral color, a classic silk shirt with a pretty color underneath, and the addition of pearls, I create a very modern look where everything makes sense. I recently did my book launch and I wore this skirt, but I pair it with a classic beautiful top with a little bit of a cutout in a gray color to offset the green. And I also think it looked overly stylish, I think, but it's still classic in a way because I paired with pointed pumps and I think it suited the occasion. I really think that the top really worked in counterbalancing the color and the style and provide an anchor to it. I'm being more sustainable than ever. I've always been aware of brands and how things, garments and pieces are made and how they are made. But it's becoming more and more difficult to track this because they're placing the fabrics and plants in really remote areas which we don't have access to. So for me, Sustainability doesn't necessarily mean something that is made from organic or in a certain ethical way alone, but buying less, period. A case in point is this dress that I absolutely love the brand. I know the brand and I have some pieces from this brand. It's something that it's not a cheap brand. So when I saw this on clearance, it was quite tempting. And I had it in my cart for quite a few days, but I didn't jump into it immediately. I thought twice and eventually asked myself some questions. Do you really need another dress like this? And I have similar styles. The answer was, of course, yes, I have similar styles. So why do I need two similar dresses? How much styling can one possibly do with a dress? Just change the accessories. So that leads me to the next point that I'm doing more and more, and that is buying separates. Separates are not only good for those with different sizes in their upper and lower body parts, which is perfect, but they are also great for styling because they go together and they go with many other pieces at the same time. You get way more wear out of them. They're also great for expressing your creativity. You can style them in so many ways and accessorize and do much more than one-piece things can ever do. Again, as a stylist, I have access to so many brands. There are so many new brands coming in every day. And sometimes we get stuck in our comfort zones with the same brands, the same stores, the same styles and things that for many, many years. And that can lead us to some boredom or some sort of style rut. Give new brands a chance. I think it's probably best if you go to an actual store and try new brands first, as opposed to trying to find new brands online. Although you can read upon them and stuff, but online you still don't have access to the fabric, to how it looks in your body. But that can be done as well. You just have to run more risk in having to return the item. Please do return the item. Like many people don't return just because they just don't want to go through the hassle. But just if you don't like it, return it, please. And if it doesn't fit you, do return the item. But I think it's fun when you give new brands a chance. It's a renewal, it's so refreshing, and it's a new discovery, a new friend that you're making. I love to figure out what the brand was thinking about, what kind of woman they were thinking about when they created their line. I think that's a very fun process to make, to see if you identify with them or not. I think definitely the bonus part for me is that not many people are wearing it, so you kind of feel exclusive. When I first found out about this brand, the style really resonated with me, and I ended up getting a couple of pieces just to try and to see how it was made. And I was quite pleased, and that's not always the case. I was lucky in this case that I found the brand online. But I think that when you find something that really resonates with your personality, say, oh my God, I can't find anything similar like that. And people say, I love that top on you, and I love that dress on you, or whatever. It just feels so amazing. And that's something that we should be doing more and more, and giving new brands a chance as well. When I started this channel, I started to experiment with my own closet and just to get my creative juices flowing, as I say. And I tried some pieces that I thought they didn't look as great on me, didn't love them. And I was trying them on, and for a reason, they looked good on me, or I thought they did. Have I changed? Have my body changed? No, I think it's just me being more relaxed about the whole idea of having to moderate our body types all the time and having to follow these rigid fashion rules, and being more encompassing to our body, not being afraid of highlighting our little flaws, our perceived flaws. And in my case, it's my hip area. I never like to highlight my hip area. And I felt comfortable in some styles that did highlight it because they are me, they are part of my body, and I am more confident in embracing these parts of my body. And I found that very liberating. I'm not a huge fan of following rules myself. I think they are important at a certain point until you get confident enough to break them. So as a case in point, I used to avoid pleated pants. Of course, it's not all pleated pants that would work well in my particular body type. So I tried to find some ones and work with fabrics and some styles and cuts that will be more flattering on my body type. And I'm so happy because I love pleated pants. I find them the ultimate chic pants. I've always loved them, but I always avoided them for the reasons I just mentioned. So that's something that feels really, really special. And that happened the same with pair of jeans. With jeans, I was limited to wide leg pants all the time. And I started to experiment with new and different styles. I still don't quite love the flare pair of jeans because I think they really overemphasize my thigh area, and for that I avoid. But I'm experimenting other styles that are wide and more voluminous. And the case in point is this new pair of jeans that I got. There are high rise, there are baggy, there are loose fit without being too overly wide and in a darker shade. And before I used to style it in ways that were very bold. So this is my newest pair of jeans. They're loose fit and high rise. I'm wearing it with a yellow t-shirt, statement necklace, red sandals, and that's all it needs. A very modern and feminine look. But the darker wash gives it a more polished feel. The shoes and the top both draw the attention to them, and you really don't notice that the jeans add volume around my hips, thanks to the high rise. In the past, I would pair a bow top with red pants and I would call it a day. Today, I no longer feel that I need to do that in order to feel bold and sexy and anything else. I think that's just a question of mindset, getting older and liking simpler things. I still have no problem in wearing red pants, but I would pair it with something like a gray top or a beige top. One of the most beautiful color combos in my opinion, and they are classics. I always loved colors and I always will love colors, but just taming it and pairing it with the right color combination that will offset it without adding more to it is something that for me is working better these days. And I think I still look stylish, but in a moderate way that is very satisfying. I guess as I'm getting older, I'm no longer feeling the need to look bold, and by keeping things simple, stylish enough though, but not overly done, has tremendously impacted my lifestyle for the better without being bland. So that was it for today, everyone. I really hope you found it informative and inspiring. And if you did, please go ahead and give it a like and consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye, everyone.